Welcome everybody. Welcome to Famine Studios. I am Famine. Glad to have you here on this lovely Sunday. Figured I would go ahead and do some openings. I got a big pile of a lot of parts, things that I picked up, so thought I'd do that. Maybe invite Rad and Wenzilla on, test out the dual screen magic as we go on here. So I am just giving everybody a chance to filter in. Wanted to thank everyone for stopping in. If you're just watching this on the replay, thanks for coming in. Be sure to hit the like button. Do appreciate that. That always helps the channel. If you are joining and you do click that like button, that is also appreciated. You guys are the best. Let's put that whole video up there. Yeah, look at that ticker. It says to do the thing that I just said. That's talent right there. So today I did a little bit of running, picked up a couple of odds and ends here and there. It was a very busy day. It's a very busy day. Helped my girlfriend out with some stuff. So we did some running. I stopped and picked up some things that are gonna be a nice surprise for you guys on Tuesday for the live stream. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I guess I'll start on the easiest thing. The thing that was in the worst shape in the store. It was the Dino Megazord. I actually don't know if everything's here, but for the low price of $3.99, I'll tear it open and take a look. It's supposed to be the dual cassette black and gold Megazord. I genuinely don't know when it was just black and gold. Can't remember that to save my life, but figured I'd pick it up, maybe weather it up and put it in a scene as a mech, in like a mech bay. Just something fun. I was a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan when I was younger. Still am. Love the Boom comics. So, sorry for the sprinkling noise. So there it is. Looks like maybe there was supposed to be a shield, right? Isn't that what the Mastodon was supposed to be? But no, it doesn't come with one. So got the Zord right here. Goofy little toy. Glad that I have it though. Like I said, I was a big fan. And here's the sword. So we'll just stick that in there. And looks like we got a giant robot to fight kaiju. So that's that goofiness. And I see we got some folks tuning in. How's everybody doing? I'm doing an opening, and then I'm going to be maybe having Rad on or Wenzilla, depending on if those clowns answer their message that I sent. That's right. That's how you get your friends to go. You alienate them first. But as I said, we get this painted up, weathered. Probably look really cool. Maybe it's a statue out in the desert somewhere. Who knows? I've got ideas. We'll see if they play out. So that was our first opening. It was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. Wish I could have found the Dragon Zord for super cheap like that, but we didn't. Next up, we've got, of course, an Ollie's special here of Jyn Erso with her Jetta gear. I mainly got it for the jacket and the scarf, the extra blaster, and maybe the body buck, but I don't know if her jacket actually comes off on these, so it could be just her scarf. Oh, that was loud. Sorry, guys. All right. So nope, jacket sculpted on. Strike one, although, background character, do a little head swap. Can you tell it's Sunday? I can't believe tomorrow's Monday already. I hate that. I don't hate that it's Monday. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. I just hate that it's Monday. But yeah, no, her little scarf does come off, which is essentially what I want, especially with there being a lot of sand on Gimmick. Some people aren't going to be used to it, so they might want the scarf to put on. Protect themselves. Head sculpt's a terrible likeness to Felicity. But like I said, could be a cool background character. with a complete repaint, some weathering. Why not? All right. This guy, I keep trying to get him kicked out of the chat. I don't know why he keeps appearing. Just kidding, it's me. Another one of the lower end figures here. I guess I could have pulled the pile too, maybe, before I started doing this, but you know, I'm not a professional at it. Got a Poe Dameron because I wanted another figure in a flight suit to have, you know, by the shipyard. So we'll bust that out again real quick. And at least with this, I can do a quick head swap with an alien and have an alien pilot. Some weathering. I think will turn out really good. And the fact that the helmet is removable. And there's another blaster that's available for for the dog seat, because that thing just went flying. Please don't eat that if you find it, sir. What's everybody up to tonight? Anybody working on anything? Any projects up the line? This one was a specific for the coat. I'm like 80% sure that the jacket does come off on him, DJ. But I just wanted the outer shell of the coat, and he's got a weird blaster. So that's always like appreciated, having a different blaster instead of one that's standard issue. Yes, his coat will come off. Hell yeah. All right, that makes me excited. And with this guy, he's got such a generic body as it is. Should be able to pop those arms off, swap out a second set of arms. Funny little guy in a stupid looking hat. Am I describing myself? Who's to say? But yeah, his coat came right off, which is exactly what I wanted. I like it. It's got like a duster cut to it with you know, that gold on there, futuristic. I'll probably change up the color, but the details there and it's available. So who knows? Maybe I'll put his head on somebody else. But yeah, goofy character. Not anybody that really measured up to anything in the sequels, and I largely enjoyed the sequels. I felt that character was completely useless. I get they were there for juxtaposition to show, you know, something, but wasn't for me. This one was another one I was excited for just as a pickup because I love the Corellian Hounds. Another set with this guy in there. I'll bust that out real quick. Oof, that's loud. Again, I apologize. Not enough to like apologize to stop doing it, but I apologize that I'm making the noise. And for the low price of, I think this was $3.99. All right, we're breaking out the skizzers. We're breaking out the chops. Snips. All right, for $3.99, it was worth it alone for the Corellian Hound. Like, we don't get many little critters like this, although we are getting loft cats with Sabine, so I'm all about that. But like, yeah, little Corellian Hound guy. And he can go up there with the one I've been working on. And then his trainer, well, I guess I'm not even going to call him a trainer, his human. His guy that yells at him to do things, I guess that's his trainer. He's in the set too. There's a whole cage that's got some really loud, really good texture on it for dry brushing. I did up the one that I have already, and it really looks cool. So I recommend if you do pick this up, feel free to get it and dry brush it. Try any of the tips and tricks that I've mentioned in my video for dry brushing, and you're pretty damn guaranteed success. I just thought this dude was like, this was such a goofy looking outfit. I don't know. Maybe he can be a background cultist or something. Or somebody waiting for, a speeder to pick them up. I guess I can put the crate together right now, right? That'll be the... Yeah, Famine, why don't you put it together? Well, that's what I'm working on, okay? You don't have a family. Some of us have families. And like I said, for those tuning in, I am putting together some pickups that I got today for fodder lots. Also, you see that scrolling across the bottom. If you are in the position to and you'd like to help out the channel, please always feel free to donate on Ko-Fi. That's a great way to help. It certainly absolutely keeps me going in coffee and Zoas. Let's be honest, I love my Zoas. Probably a little more than coffee, just because Zoas and all the time, whereas coffee tends to be like something people focus on in the morning. Although I've been known to drink coffee at night. Probably not the best thing for me, but something that I've done. And if you haven't already, if you could be so kind to hit that like button, puts this video in front of some more people, and that really helps. There we are. And it's like a little Crow Hound jail. And like I said, the weather, the built-in texturing and stuff leads for some amazing weathering. So with just a little dry brush, you could have, your value there. And that, again, the whole thing was $3.99 for the Crow Hound figure, the accessory crate, little stick. Guy's got a whacking stick. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. I was talking about a different whacking stick. Right. So it was a day. I kind of forgot that the holidays are here and people will start holiday shopping. So there were some people, crowding out stores. Man, that was an experience of hearing Christmas music in the stores. I had forgotten. This one I've never seen. And I got like unreasonably excited, not for the humans, although, I mean, they're big and goofy and I probably will like donate those to the fodder pile for sure. But it's a core set, but the exciting part, there's a goddamn dinosaur, a robot raptor, like a mechanized velociraptor, and I am all about it. And it's got guns on its arm. It's like my nightmare and my, sci-fi movie ideals come together in one place. Oh yeah, they didn't wait at all. There was zero, the body wasn't even cold yet. Halloween parties hadn't even been thought of like the weekend before Halloween, where stores were just like, no Christmas. And I was like, all right, I guess I fucking screw us, right? The people that actually enjoy the holiday. If I swear, if there was merchandise for Thanksgiving, they would put that out before Christmas stuff, but still push Halloween out. Which was crazy. I saw some footage from LA. People lining up on Halloween at Spirit Halloween to get costumes on Halloween. That to me is wild. like on Halloween. You kidding me? But check this stupid little dude out. It's like a Yoshi. Got a articulated jaw. It feels a little loose. I could probably fix that. But an articulated jaw. He's got teeth, red eyes. He's got arms that are on a hinge, on a pin. But he's got guns and shit on him, right? And he's got Velociraptor leggies, and a tail that's not articulated. That's the one thing I would change. But it's got a little like pickup claw on it. That's the one thing I would change is I would make that tail articulate. This guy is going to be fun as hell to weather and paint up. I thought about getting a few of these sets, having like multiples of these, but also I love the idea of just having one random ass robot dinosaur amongst all the other megafauna in Gimmick and like dinosaurs that are around Gimmick, and it's just like, oh, all right, well that's a weird robot dinosaur. So like that's the thing I was excited about in this. So we'll go the accessories on these guys, like maybe they don't hurt. It says Void versus Eagle Eye. Apparently this is Eagle Eye, and I'm led to believe that because it appears he has face paint on. So maybe like that face paint helps him to see better. But he comes like that, but he has this almost like War Machine / Predator shoulder cannon, like shoulder pad hookup system. I don't really mess with these core figures too much because they just simply, like, they're not for me. But I'm sure that I could utilize the gun because that's absolutely a Predator gun. I could utilize that, utilize the rocket pack from his back, probably use the shoulder pads too on something. So yeah, you only need one. But like I do like the detailed sculpting and shit's there. Like maybe one day I'll do, this isn't a promise, but maybe one day I'll do a video on like dry brushing these atrocious, and they scale so much bigger than Star Wars stuff. Like they are a true 4-inch figure instead of 3 3/4. Although DJ is a little bit taller of a character, but I'm excited about the Predator cannon. It's a little bent from the package, but I can certainly heat and cool that and make that fit. Like I said, that shoulder armor could probably hook to something. They've got good articulation. I just wish they were a little bit thinner. They're closer to like, you know, smaller and thinner to the G.I. Joe scale. Right. But yeah, even if you were to just do a dry brush on these, if you're like really into the 4-inch core figures, some dry brushing could make all those details pop. And he's got another gun here. Just make a snip. He's got like a little super soaker pistol Nerf looking thing. Sometimes those are fun. Sometimes they like blend in with sci-fi shit. This guy, Void is his name, and I see why they call him Void, because he's slightly cross-eyed and looks like he's just staring off into the abyss. I don't know if this is going to show it too well on camera, but he just looks like he's missed every shot he's taken in life. And then he comes with a, I'm guessing it's like a drone that maybe pulls him along. I should, you know, it'd probably help if I read the container. The core universe, previously split and thrown throughout time from an explosive event with the Cursed Lab, the core soon secured technology available to close multiple timelines and restore order to the universe. Now, in the present time, a darkness swept across the world, creating a vast badland of chaos controlled by Curse's hidden headquarters, known as Crypto City. So that's your, that's all the lore that you get. So apparently, at Leonard, this maybe Maybe this meant something to somebody. Maybe this is a little guy, like a little space guy, a little UFO to fly around. I don't know. But there's those, and again, fucking robot velociraptor. Terrifying. It's the worst of all worlds, and yet it's amazing at the same time. Because that thing's using its tail to open doors and shit. You know that's happening. Now onto the stuff that I was very excited about specifically for pieces and parts are these mission fleets. Because they come with guns that can swap out, but also because those panels are great for kit bashing ships together. And that's what I wanted, was the bigger ones instead of the TIE ones. They had Moff Gideon, his TIE fighter, but wanted the TIE bomber. The Darth Vader special. And I give all the props in the world to Wentzilla for turning me on these, because I see these in the store and I'm just like, yeah, those aren't, number one, those aren't my scale. Those are closer to kid scale. That's good for like little guys. But then I saw some of the stuff that he was doing with these and the, like he did the walker, and he popped the head off and put the helmet for the pilot of the walker on a figure, and like just really made some amazing stuff. So I got turned on to those, and then just seeing people use it more and more often. All right, what do we got in the accessories pouch here? Opening up the little paper pouch. All right, so we got a little firing cannon, some legs. Looks like it's the same leg set as some of the other ones. That cannon just fired on its own. Be careful. Sometimes they just go off. Darth Vader's lightsaber. So let's put this little guy together. He's got the little snap and lock there. Then he's got some leggies that could pop on there. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. There we go. And little gun. I'll probably kit bash this gun apart and take the barrel and pieces and use those as greeblies, but it's a good base for like a web cannon if you ever want to build your own web cannon on the cheap. One of these little guys is pretty great. Let's free the tiny Dark Lord himself. Boy, he is tiny. Like, let's scale him against another Star Wars figure. I won't use DJ anymore. I use Poe Dameron because he's cooler. Like, way less impressive if Darth Vader was only that tall. This is like if Oscar Isaac took his son trick-or-treating and his son wanted to be Darth Vader. That's what that looks like. There you go, toy photographers. There's your opportunity for a fun articulated comic book art toy photography shot right there. And then we've got our panels, which again, these were specifically why I picked these up. These are going to be great on another ship. What ship, I don't know, but they are ideal. We've got the body of the bomber. And actually, Vader's TIE isn't a bomber. I'm dumb. It's the TIE Advanced. The bomber has the two. It's been a Sunday. Little cockpit there. I could probably use that on like a walker or a mech or something, or maybe just pop the window out, utilize that on something else. Like, I mean, take a look like what Wentzilla did with his arena of sport. He's got one of the spare windows from a TIE as like a VIP lounge walkout, but that's really cool. The hatch is useful. All the details on there. I mean, for a kid's toy, that's really great, but like, that's the shit right there. Those. You got the little, web blaster. You got the tiny Darth Vader. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with that. But he does look angry. Like, they definitely stylized the face on the helmet. So he looks really pissed. Almost like the McQuarrie sculpts. Made it look like those. and his red lightsaber. That also fits in the 3 3/4 inch figure's hands. Maybe use it like one of the smaller blades and a regular size one for a dual wielder. I don't know. I just went there. And then this one was the exciting pickup for me. Because while this is bigger, it's got some pieces that I certainly want. So let me bust this out. And it's probably going to be noisy, and I apologize in advance. But it's got all sorts of blasters, jetpacks, Grogu in a different pose, and then the Razor Crest, which is something I wanted for pieces. And I think there's like little storage units and shit inside. I will be using the body too, of the ship. Don't get me wrong. Don't panic. Don't worry. Old Famine's not that guy. You know me. I try and use. Oh goodness! I try and use everything and recycle all the parts, all the pieces. Sorry, Mama Rosie's taking a nap. I'm over here tearing open the world's loudest cardboard box. I'm so excited, so why would I do it the correct way? I wouldn't tear it open like a child on Christmas morning. Famine, you are a child on Christmas morning. Hey, you mind your business, okay? All right, so real quick, let's free these guys out. Got the child, got Mando, busted them out. This piece right here. There's stickers? No, there's no stickers. Son of a bitch. Got excited at them. There might be stickers. But this is another one of those pieces that I was hyped for. Those big ass engines. I could slap this together, stick it in the background, and have, like a far off Razor Crest, but I got other plans. The detail on this thing is pretty impressive. There's a cockpit with 2 seats, just like in the show. There is all the control panels actually have like paint on the buttons and shit, which is something you don't always see. There's detailing on the inside of the cockpit, like panel lines. That closes up. That's really neat. The outside is covered, absolutely covered in panels and sections. Let's see here. This opens. Oh, look at that. That's neat. All right, so if you look inside, you can see it runs the length of the whole figure. There's all sorts of details, and then there's a locker for all the weapons that are included. And the ramp has texturing on it, on the inside and outside. On the outside. In the inside, it's got the, grooves for walking. So that's cool. It's got little landing feet on there. But we're not going to be using that anything right now. Same with this guy. And this actually, I'm not saying that this is what I would do at all, but you could probably make a badass little, some type of Imperial, strike ship or something. But these I have a different use in mind for. So I'm going to set the ship aside. That's a pretty cool piece. And I guess it's all right. That makes a little more sense now. So you can slap that in, put that on, and have the ship. And if you want to play with the inside, you can actually pop it open and look inside. Yeah, I've seen it as a single seater as well. These are the ones with the bigger seating areas are really good for that. Like there's plenty of room for access, but even look at the detail. They actually airbrushed some carbon scoring on the engines and stuff for a little kid's line, like a small child's play line. That's pretty badass. And again, that's why I picked up the accessory. So let's see here. We got little tiny Grogu holding his ball. He's very happy. He's got his shifter knob. I have several tiny Grogus, and oh my god, the head sculpt is so precious. It's so precious, and his head's articulated, which is cool. Oh, goodness. Let's just put his head back down so he's looking at his ball. And then we got another Mando here. The helmets are good for younglings or teenagers. You could probably put it on a female Mandalorian body in 118 scale, and it would look really good. So there's that. That's an option. And it's ball joint and pops on. These figures have 5 points of articulation, and that's it. The cape comes off because with this little snack pack of parts and accessories here has anything to do. Let's see here. Oh, look, another baggie inside of a bag. Damn. All right, so they gave you a pile of stuff here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's a lot of shit here. And another baggie. There was another baggie inside of that baggie. Let's unfurl that. Okay, so that's they included the guns for the Razor Crest, which are here and here. They peg in, and it looks like they stay in place. Oh, it's his crib. They included the tiny little bin that he was using as his crib. There's like a blanket sculpted in there. That's fucking adorable. Oh my god. Sorry, I get excited over small things. Mando's jetpack. Again, like I said, the cape comes off and you can put the jetpack on. This is probably an acceptable jetpack for either a female figure or somebody with like a more covert, more lithe fighting style in your Mandalorian army, and they want a jetpack that's smaller. There you go. Then we've got, looks like they made a miniature Han Solo blaster, Boba Fett's, a Stormtrooper blaster, Mando's blaster, IG-11's blaster, all the rockets for the accessory guns, the special guns, and then the big gun that can fit on the ship. That's the removable gun, is right there, but it's got 2 hand ports there, so I guess somebody could stand on it and use that like a gun. But then check this out. I took the Vader one out of the way, pop that on there, and now you've got a, single operator whoop-ass cannon. So there's that. So that's cool. Those are cool accessories. Oh, and also you get the Nimbin Blast? I'm going to say it wrong. But some accessories there, some different scales of those guns that still like work with 118. So like I maybe would have a Mando with that shorter fork gun. I think that'd be pretty cool. Almost like a sawed-off shot. Not a sawed-off, but like a smaller scale shotgun. So there's variety there. So like those were my pickups today. I'm absolutely over the moon with them, especially for what I paid. Them being so very cheap and all. It was a good haul, a good lot of items. I sold some figures today, so I didn't feel terrible about picking those up. Anybody get anything today, or have your eye on some stuff that you may be picking up? Because I'd be glad to hear that. And I can put that away. I'm excited about that little crib. That's so freaking cute. I'll probably spray that down with like some matte spray and then dry brush it like I always do. I'll paint that little blanket in there because little dude, come on. You always see his floating egg, but you never see the I know it's called a pram, but it looks like a floating egg, but you never see his little crib. So that's her, baby bed. So that's freaking cute. Like unreasonably cute. Come on. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do with Darth Vader. Maybe I'll give that to my one of my nephews or nieces if they want it. But like I said, the Mando, the helmet pops off, and that's a great helmet for either a female scale figure or a smaller smaller guy, who's got maybe a smaller dome, maybe a teenage Mandalorian. Like if we ever get a teenage figure buck that's shorter, just a little bit shorter than your average male figure, more along the heights of the female figure, you could certainly have that, or a foundling once he takes the creed and puts his helmet on. So there's opportunity there for the size of a child. I wouldn't try. I mean, you could try to really take your time, and you could probably Dremel the armor off and glue it to a figure. But at that point, I feel like you'd almost be better off sculpting it on your own. That's me. Not everybody's a sculptor. Some people do better on their own with the, swapping out the pieces. But it's there. The opportunity's there. The pieces are present. I don't think you could get the gauntlets to fit on the forearm, and the boots are big and cartoony because obviously these characters are not in actual scale of anything. But very fun stuff there. And that was a good haul, especially for the things I had planned. Yeah, I've got some big lore stuff coming, some big reveals. I'm going to be doing a giveaway as we get closer to 1,000 subscribers, which I want to thank every single person who has absolutely. What's up, Bjorn? Nice. You're going to get a new bookshelf to replace the one that wasn't working well. That's good to hear. You want to have something that's useful. But yeah, like I was saying about the giveaway, because I know people get excited when they hear that. So my number one video on this channel is my Final Faction Are They Worth It video, where I made this guy. And it's a Karn, hive guy. I customized him. He is wearing armor. He got a paint job. He's got soft goods cape. He's got wrist wraps that are soft good. He's got a jetpack on his back. I painted his eyes. He is fair. Cool little custom. That video seems to be doing so well, and so I figured this would be somebody that people would appreciate. See, they appear out of nowhere. Yes, I did say giveaway, so I figure I will come up with a scheme, a grand plan on how I'm going to arrange that giveaway, and as we get closer to 1,000 subscribers, we'll do that. I think it'd be a great way to get back. A lot of people found me through that video, so this would be a cool way to pass that along. And, the other day I debuted this guy. Did I debut him? Well, we'll show this off first. I did a Jason Jensen kit the other day. Was on a complete whim. I just thought I'd start throwing things together, and I turned it into a former like a Trask security panel for like Sentinels or. All right, you have a good night. Be well, and thanks for holding up the chat. That's why your knees and back hurt. But great little kit. The only thing that I did custom on it was the sign and the bulb on the system there. I used a UV lamp and some glue, UV glue, resin, I should say, and made that. But that's going to be set up somewhere. And I think I'm like 80% sure I already showed this guy off. I know I was doing him online, but I weathered him up, painted him. This was the one that I got that was all black from Albany Comic Con. And I'm going to go ahead and make myself the center of the show. Shazam. And just really hit him with some weathering in different colors, different places, different rust ways. And he went from all black to looking like that. So I was very happy with that guy. And the weathering doesn't affect his articulation at all, because even if it wears off a little bit, it's just a little bit dark underneath. So it's like, man, I should start dyeing all my figures black, because it's makes my life 1,000 times easier. thought that was a fun project. And he looks good with this guy. They look like they're from the same environments, but different materials and different walks of life, and yet they look similar enough that they, would work in the same world. I had a blast making both of those. I like dry brushing. And then, of course, I just did a quick weathering pass on this guy because he was way too clean for me. My little white and red Coca-Cola Galaxy's Edge Coke inspired BB unit. And I just went over him with some rust and some pigment powders in certain areas to indicate that he's been living in a world and not just, chilling in a city where somebody's been polishing his dome. Again, don't demonetize me, YouTube. I'm sorry I just said things like polishing his dome. But I was very happy with this little dude, and I had him chilling up there. Just in case of old Famine got a hold of some things and decided to work on stuff. It's good to hear you guys are finding your mojo. I've really been working on disciplining myself. Again, I'm gonna get demonetized. I've been working on disciplining myself to work at least on one thing a day, right? Just even if it's for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even if it's just to go in and dust off a couple of figures or, swap some parts together that I've been waiting to do, because this is going to be such a big project that I'm doing. And also art is good for my head. Art helps my mental health, my clarity. It's just one of those things that I feel really benefits my life, and I need to get more disciplined with also going outside and walking and getting fresh air, but one thing at a time. Pigment powders, Bjorn, I use chalk pastels. They're not really pigment powders per se, but I turn them into powders. I got them at Michael's. They come in a little thing like this, but you make sure they're chalk pastels and not, I think they're grease pastels, but you want the chalk ones. And then I just scratch them up and I use a soft brush to pick up the powder, and then I brush it on. Sometimes seal it in, sometimes I don't. Just depends on what the project is, but I get this array of colors. I've had this for 3 years and it's been lasting me. A little goes a long way. I know that Wentzilla, Wentzilla was using at one point makeup. Yeah, he was using makeup, but they're, again, pastels like you would draw on paper with and do other types of art than what we're doing. So here's the first Mando that I had gotten out of this line, and then there's the one from the Razor Crest. So I think they're quite literally the same figure. Yeah, there's not a thing different. Couple of cute little things, but again, I'll use those helmets for smaller figures. If anybody knows of a good teenage scale figure, I thought about the Queel Buck as a young kid, but he's got, with some dremeling, you could certainly make things happen. But if you look at his body mold, he does have a beer belly. And I don't know so many teenagers with beer bellies that would also be part of a fighting force, but that could also be the species of, of Queel species. But let's take a look here. We're going to do this live on camera. If he was thinner and that peg that I have in there wasn't so high, I think that would work. I think that scales well. But maybe as a, I hate to make this short, stocky guy an armor, but he absolutely could be a little like blacksmith or something. But as I said again, you could certainly Dremel, make his neck a little more narrow, drop that down on there, take his belly in, slap some armor over top so you can't see what's been Dremel on, and put some gauntlets on him. See, I'm not going to make him into a Mandalorian. I'm not going to do it. You can't make me. He's going to be a little miner that does mining things. But that's, another custom that's on the bench. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody know of a Kid Anakin? We certainly likely will. I didn't even think of that. I bought like 3 of those kitchen sets to give Lex and Tim to people. And I had a friend that only wanted a Lex from one of them. And Lex is very androgynous body shape because she's, a young girl and jeans and a tank top. You could probably use that. Tim's a little small, but he would be good for like a young foundling. If I get the Boba Fett version of these, I would certainly use that helmet for Tim. But like we got Anakin in the episode 1 line, I know because I had him. I still have the backpack, little backpack with like the built-in. I always thought it was a flashlight tube that was attached to the bag. I'm sure there's a visual dictionary. Famine rant. I wish I had a banner that would pop up on the screen. The visual dictionary for episode 1 is the last visual dictionary that I need. Now, episode 1 is not it's not like a vintage, it's not like you're looking for a book from 77, 78. It should be easy to find. Everywhere that I find the episode 1 visual dictionary, people want $20 and $30 for it. I could probably get one on Amazon for $20 brand new, but like I wouldn't mind a used copy. It's the last visual dictionary that I need that's available. And the goddamn thing is like you're asking people for their firstborn. Blows my mind. That's my rant. Yeah, they are a little bit smaller. The ones that I found were bulkier, were the ones that came with the 93 inspired adventure packs. They had Alan and Ian Malcolm. I fingers crossed that they're going to be releasing more of those because those were such a damn cool throwback. I doubt they are at this point. We're coming up. We just got announced that we're getting Henry Wu from Jurassic and Mr. DNA. So that's cool as hell. You and I might have to talk, my friend, because if it's less expensive than what I've been seeing, that would be great. Because again, that's the one visual dictionary that I need to complete my library. And you guys know, on top of customs, I make props. On top of dioramas, I make costumes. I've got this thing over here, just a clone trooper kit, helmet kit. Come on, focus up. I know you're really white, but goddamn. And I will be doing that here on the channel. It won't be through live streams because I don't want you guys to see me cursing and swearing and struggling. I know my limits as a maker, and I need to be able to edit that. But the painting I will be doing on here, the weathering I will be doing on here, the lining of the inside with the pads. I have a pad kit that I picked up for my Mandalorian bucket. The same kit that I was going to use for this, so I figure I'll just use that one in here, order a new one when I put my Mandalorian one together. But, I'd make props too. It's not only just a toy channel. I also make cool shit like clone trooper helmets and lightsabers out of PVC pipes and things. You can go back. There's a playlist. There's a playlist of cosplay and props. Check those out. Some Star Wars shit. Nice. Hey, if that happens to be the one, yeah, we can certainly work something out. I would absolutely love to honestly give somebody who I like the money, or their business the money, instead of people. It's amazing as you can go and find like Queen Amidala's Naboo starship at a flea market for $5. but you try and get a book at the same flea market, and people think they've got, the signed script from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Like it's not worth that. Nice. You'll have to, if you can, send me some pictures of those. I don't know if you used my videos as inspiration or anything like that, but I'd love to be able to go back and pull some clips or pull some stills from that video and show off yours, and link to that video. That would be really cool. My friends just got married and they got custom caps made for their wedding with the Vault Dwellers, and it's the fucking cutest thing in the world I saw. There will be custom famine caps next year, looking at January, February. I've already picked out the distributor. I just need to sit down with my guy Kato, talk with them, and arrange for what I want to have for the image for the caps / stickers. I'm also going to get stickers of the caps. Like, how do I explain it? Like, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than a bottle cap, and it's gonna look like the cap casting a little shadow, that type of stuff. And we're gonna be doing, hopefully, when I find a company that I agree with, that's making the quality t-shirts that I like and can take on the orders, I'll be doing a Famine Studios designed shirt. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be on it yet. You'll get the reveal, but there is something in the works. It'll benefit the channel, and I think it'll be cool to have a shirt. Yeah. Because, a lot of places use the Gildan, beefy tees. I like the V-necks. The V-necks are softer. I know not everybody likes a V-neck, but whatever material that they use for those V-necks on the Gildan shirts, I'd like to find a vendor that does those, and something with the heather gray t-shirts. Those are also really nice. I don't mind this type of collar, but I prefer a V-neck. But this shirt I got from Surrounded by Tees on Instagram, at Surrounded by Tees, t-shirts. The gentleman who runs the shirt business, he is in a band called Surrounded by Teeth, so that's genius marketing. He does limited runs of one-off bootleg shirts, and this was one of them. This X-Men the animated series. It's become kind of like my Sunday shirt. Sometimes I throw it on Saturday night if I'm going to stream, and then I wear it on Sunday. So whatever. Look at them, they're best buddies. Aw. Gotta stop playing with those guys. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some caps. Those will likely be something that I just throw in people's boxes or send to friends. I'm going to hold on to them in case I do go to Wasteland. Not this coming Wasteland, but probably the one after is the one that I'm going to try and arrange. I'm not getting any younger, and I want to be doing fun shit like that I've always said, I want to do that. I want to go. Well, you're going to do it, and you're going to go, Famine. And you guys will see some of my prop making and shit from there. But I am absolutely infatuated with this robotic velociraptor. This is one thing that Leonard has, is I like the way that they do their dinosaurs for their line. They're stylized, and I don't normally like stylized dinosaurs. But just the way that they capture the big-headedness of their predators with the longer necks. They're more like chickens, and or vultures, and it makes it look so cool. Look at that. Even the tongue is mechanical. It's got ridges down it. What a goofy goddamn goofy damn thing. That's gonna, and I will, he's not, and it says RPTR0. So apparently this model, you can see in the stripes, there's actually a word written in there, right there. And it says Raptor 0. So I'll treat this guy like maybe he's a prototype. Maybe call him Raptor 1, Raptor 2, who knows? But I will strip this guy down, sand him. I will check that out right now, Bjorn. Hell yeah, dude. That's great. That's exactly it too. Like that's 100% perfect a cap stash. I actually I save bottle caps. One day I'll do something with them. It's just like one of those things. I collect things. But yeah, this plastic, because it's that shiny, you guys know Hasbro is guilty of this too. When they want something to be metallic, they'll just use like really glossy pigmented plastic. Gonna sand the ever loving out of this guy. Paint him black, do my dry brushing thing, weathering. If I were a brave man, and I'm not, I'd consider drilling out those eyes and put an LED, but I'm not brave. So I'm just gonna paint them and then use UV resin over the eyes, hit them with UV light so that they look like they're, glossy or whatever. But hell yeah, there's so much detail on this stupid thing. I am unreasonably excited about it. Like, just look at this little guy. And what I like here too is that the hips almost make a platform. This is certainly not what it's gonna be, but like, dude, you put a little Grogu on there, or put a package. He could be carrying something. Oh God, the child. You all right, buddy? But there's that's a little robot dinosaur, and it can crouch, and it can, point the arms with the guns. Yeah, and that's going to be a great like transformation, because I have that Triceratops missing the leg, and I'm going to make a mechanical leg for him. So who knows? Maybe that was somebody's next logical thought, was like, I'll make a robotic dinosaur. Who's going to have the robotic dinosaur on gimmick? I don't know. Maybe it's just there. Maybe it's just the droid. Maybe it agreed to the laws. You guys know I posted those laws. That little bit of lore. One thing that I'm really impressed with is like, let's see if I can get this close to the camera. See that piston? Oh, see that piston there? Like, they didn't need to include that. They could have just had a little mechanical arm, but they put a little piston tube there and cleared out the material behind it so that, it looks like a little brass pipe there. That's cool as hell. They did not need to do that, and they did it. So, fuck yeah. The one thing I might do for articulation, the one thing I may do, is I may cut across there, like right across where it's flattest at the neck. Timbo, what's happening, my friend? And peg it so that it can rotate its head, turn its head left and right. But otherwise, I'm not going to screw around too much with this as far as any modifications go. And I'm also going to probably heat and bend the tail and get rid of that hand on there. There's the Boston Dynamics dog, and they have the arm as its face or its tail, depending on which way it's walking, and it's fucking weird to me. Fucking weird. And you're saying famine, it's a robot dinosaur. Maybe don't feel so like a type of way, but if I'm gonna be terrified of robots and robot dinosaurs, there's got to be specific reasons why. So you want a piece of lore. I had shared it when I posted about the working, because I'll read the post. So let's see here. Let's put that up there. Hey, Stark, what are you doing, buddy? All right. So I'm going to do this in my best storytelling voice, and I apologize if I stumble over myself, but here we go. The agreement. All mechanical and biomechanics living in Gimmick Starport observe the 3 rules of the agreement. A droid or biomech may not knowingly injure a resident or amnesty seeker. A droid or biomech must obey orders given to it by a resident or owner, except where such orders would conflict with the first rule of the agreement. A robot or biomech must protect their own existence as long as the protection does not conflict with the first or second rule of the agreement. The terms of the agreement are fuzzy for some droids. The only known instance of law breaking by droids come from accounts of compromised restraining bolts from the black market over 150 cycles ago. Droids, robots, biomech entities, replicants, and drones all abide by these within the grounds of the starport. The agreement isn't adhered to over the entire planet of consequence, and some labor teams have set up camp outside of Gimmick for unloading and unrestrained robots that disagree with the agreement. There is a master code within Gimmick's infrastructure and leadership that allows the mass override of the agreement in the event of a full ground or airborne invasion. However, this has never been enacted and considered by some to be a myth to discourage people from interference in the smuggling and unlicensed property trade that occurs on the starport. So that's that little bore, or little bit of lore, a little bore. Now you see what I did there. One of the things I wanted to include in some of my storytelling and whatnot is the idea of independence, what makes a robot or a mech or an android or whatever, like what makes them sentient, why they would, agree to the agreement, why the labor camps outside don't agree to it, how does that hurt or hinder? World building. I thought about making it Famine's pet in Gimmick, but Famine's got a lot of shit, a lot of robots and things that he's already got to fix. So I don't know if he'd want this death machine terrorizing his shop location, but who knows? Maybe it'll join the crew one day. Be pretty neat. And I did bang out a custom yesterday. A couple of people have already seen it. What I'm going to do is put up probably a reel and probably a post tomorrow about that custom. Still working on the custom vehicle for the figure, but I'm excited about that. I had a really good time making it. I sat down with zero idea, zero intention, and just started putting pieces together and came up with something really cool. Thank you, Timbo. I appreciate that. I just get ideas, right? And sometimes I just got to write them down. They're based off of Asimov's three laws of robotics. It's from iRobot, but you've heard them referenced in anything science fiction. They talk about robots like it can't hurt the creator, but it can't hurt other people if the creator tells it to. It's a whole thing. There have been additions to those laws over time that people and scientists and philosophers argue about, and that's always fascinated me. The idea that philosophers are getting into the discussion of sentience of robots, artificial intelligence, what robots should be allowed to do and not do. I don't like the idea of weaponizing robots, and I know it sounds selfish. We could have an armed service of guys with Xbox controllers that are controlling robots in battle, and one of them goes down, doesn't take a boy off our battlefield, but it takes away this is me on my high horse, my soapbox. It takes away the gravity of what war is. And that's where I stand on that. I won't go into that further, but I don't like weaponizing that type of tech. People are going to do it anyway, but it just skeeves me out, man. But on more positive and exciting news, I have all the pieces I say all the pieces until I get started, and then I'll, of course, I won't be able to find the thing that I need, but I have all the pieces to do my custom ship, the Rusty Jackalope. Can't wait to get that done. I think that's a project I'll probably start once Gimmick is cleared for landing, once I'll be able to put ships there, once everything is in place and everything's painted and I'm happier with the design. You're also going to see a set change. There's going to be a different backdrop here. It's going to make things a little bit nicer for me, a little more comfortable, because as we gain more and more followers, more and more people watching the channel, more and more people joining us. Thank you, everybody who's here. There's 10 of you here. It still blows my mind that one of you guys show up, let alone 10. There will be opportunity for me to do more things and move around and not feel like I need to have the camera painted this way because, it's my room and I have to film in here because my studio took some damage and I'm not in a place financially to repair that yet. Like it's going to take some labor. It's going to take getting a dumpster in. It's going to take work to fix. So when that day comes, that'll be a whole thing. We'll do videos on it. It'll be very exciting. But in the meantime and in between time, there's a new set. It's going to be here. I picked up all those pieces today from the hardware store. Now I just need to put in the work and do it. And that's kind of, like I said, my jam. And I'll video it. You know me. I like to put stuff there. Yeah. Or it's not even science fiction. A lot of times, like the sci-fi tropes come from old stories and old myths with just new twists on them. There are no such thing as new stories, right? You have every story follows the same beats. It follows similar beats. It's just how you arrange it and how you make the twists and turns happen that are exciting. A little bit of seltzer, not sponsored. And in case anybody's like, damn, Famine, I want to send you a case of seltzer, but I don't know what kind of case of seltzer to send you. I like grapefruit and lime. Grapefruit and lime. Those are my two favorites. Thank you. Jackalope is obviously my channel's symbol, as you can see right there on your right-hand corner of your screen. And I love that critter, and so I knew that the ship had to be named the Rusty Jackalope. So I wanted a science fiction, spaceship, and it will be very sci-fi. But I also wanted it to be Western, space Westerns. We've talked about this, space Westerns and the idea of, the untamed West, but in outer space, like the individualism, the excitement, the adventure, the ruggedness. I want that there in what Gimmick Starport is, and I was leaning towards something else that I love, but it wasn't quite the thing that I wanted, and it was looking too much like things that other people were making, and that's cool. Like, I am not shitting on anything anybody's making. It's just, it wasn't my vision. I was seeing things and doing things and making things in my own way, but it was just too similar to what I had seen other people do, and it's not really the image that I wanted. And so now I've got the idea of what I want to do, and it's more in my heart and it's more aligned with what I'm doing. So yeah, dude, such a great show. Serenity is a great movie. That's the follow-up to the series. The comics have been great. The books, the novelizations have been really great. I met my girlfriend thanks to Firefly. She was a cosplay photographer at the time. She opened up a few slots for, I believe it was Electric City Comic Con. And that is at the Schenectady Library. As you guys may or may not know, General Electric, big in Schenectady, and they say that it's where all the inventions come from, yada, yada. The library, though, really great library. They put on a convention each year. I said, okay, I'm going to do Jane Cobb. I'm going to start reaching out to my friends to see if they want to cosplay Firefly. My best friend Heidi, she was Kaylee. I said, I'll make the costume. You just show up. So I did Kaylee's parasol, with the swirl, which you guys have seen in Gimmick. That's one of my big nods. Made her jump her flight suit, stitched the patches on that she has, the bear, did the Japanese writing on the clothes, weathered it all up. I did my Jane Cobb cosplay, top to bottom. My grandmother knit the hat, though, because I can't knit. Don't know how. No idea. But so my grandmother made the hat for me, which was amazing. I made Vera, Jane's very special favorite gun. My friend Mickey, he was Simon. Another person we knew was Mal, and my friend Julia Indie Bird, which you've seen me share her cosplay bird handle on Instagram. She was our wash, and we had a fucking blast. And I met my girlfriend because she was the photographer, like I said, and I was so infatuated with her from the moment I laid eyes on her, and just we're one-on-one, we're on a fire escape, it's dangerous, and I just kept looking in her eyes and just was completely head over heels for that girl before I even knew that I was head over heels for that girl. So we went out for sushi afterwards because, you know, Firefly, we're going to go out for sushi. And we all did. We all went and got together and had food. And then just from there, you know, she and I started talking more. And it's 5 years later, going to be 6 in February. But yeah, I'm a big fan, like I said. Yeah, you think Full House because of afterwards, Dave Coulier had that show. It was after America's Funniest Videos, and he had that fucking jackalope that would do the little interruption segments, and that's where I was first introduced to a jackalope. And I asked my grandfather, I said, Poppy, I always called him Poppy. Nana and Poppy were my grandparents. And I said, Poppy, what's a jackalope? Are they real? And he played me like a fiddle. He's like, yeah, they're real. They're in the West. They're very rare. They're dangerous. You know, if you see one, you're supposed to stay away. And I I got roped in and absolutely believed 100% that jackalopes were a real goddamn thing. And they've always been like my favorite American like fake thing. It's kind of like the I don't know how many of you guys are people are moving to call it tropical escapism, because the native peoples of the different Polynesian cultures and whatnot have asked to stop saying tiki, because tikis are their gods. So if you're familiar with tiki culture, and you know about the Fiji mermaid, which has been like adopted by tiki people and you know, tropical escapism folks, it's a fictional made up thing. Same with the jackalope mounts that you see. You know, they're not real. They're not hares. There are no wild hares with antlers. Like, there's not hares with full racks of antlers, but people make the taxidermy and they put them up. And P.T. Barnum, I'm sure P.T. Barnum had them, you know, on display, and it traveled around the world and people had a little bit of fun with it. And it's just always stuck. And here was my, my little DIY jackalope that I'd been working on, and realized I put his antlers not where they're supposed to be. So I need to fix that and paint him and put his, you know, his bandana on, because I have the same bandana. So I, you know, you could tell it's my symbol because I have the bandana on. So I don't know where I make this bullshit up. I just pull it out of the sky. But yeah, so it's like jackalopes. I got duped by my grandfather, and it's just like always stuck with me, and I love them. And like anytime I see them at taxidermy shows or like novelty things, I'm like, oh, I want one. So one day I will have a jackalope mount. Now, Dime Novel Legends, super excited for those jackalopes. I want them all. I will be getting them all. I'll probably get multiples of them all. And you know, maybe I'll do them like a Where's Waldo of jackalopes. Just hide one in scenes, and if people find them, I don't know, maybe I'll send you some Fallout caps or something. But I love jackalopes, man. They're cool. They're hares with antlers. Like, why wouldn't I be excited about that? And it's like that weird slice of Americana. Like, it's not like Bigfoot where there's, you know, arguments of yes, it's real, no, it's not real. You know, it's like people in other cultures have seen things like that. You know, it's not like that. It's not like Nessie where it's like, okay, it's to this one area. Like, this was the whole American West. It was the jackalope. And then people started making up like their own lore, like fairies and things. Like in the North, they're, you know, more white colored and you know, they have closer to moose antlers and shit like that. Like, I love that. Like, okay, like, all right, that makes sense. Even though it's fucking jackalope, it's not real. My least favorite animal? Oh, man. Boy, that's a tough. I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna put that up there. Least favorite animal. This is going to sound really weird, but are fish included in least favorite animal? Like, can we, that ecosystem, is that included? Or are you just talking like land animal, maybe a bird or a mammal? Pirate says tarantulas. Fair. So long as they stay outside and not in my car and in my house, we're all right. All animals are included. Okay, the snake-headed fish. Those things are so invasive and so destructive, and even in their natural environment, they're a fucking nightmare for the local ecosystem. So I'd probably say those. Or a red squirrel. But again, that's because they're invasive and they destroy, and now there's one in the backyard, and it probably came on somebody's camper from up north. I've seen firsthand what they do to people's camps and people's homes when they get inside. They are very destructive, but I would say that alligator gar, or whatever it is, snake-headed fish, not alligator gar, snake-headed fish. Yeah, owls are badass, man. I had the most bizarre in-person owl experience in my life. Let me stick this on the charger here. I encountered a owl when I was up at my buddy's camp. We had such a mouse problem. So, like, there was no amount of traps we could do anything. Like, it was just like literally catch them, get rid of them, catch them, get rid of them. I'll spare the details, but I was taking them outside and dispatching them and then tossing them for the local wildlife, because it's not cool to just, in my opinion, to just kill something and toss it aside. Apparently there had been an owl that was sitting there and watching me throw these mice, and came outside and dispatched the mouse. Threw the mouse. This fucking owl flew down and caught the mouse. Scared the shit out of me. Couldn't believe it. If I didn't experience it, I wouldn't believe it. My best friends, they heard me yelp. They're like, what the hell's wrong? I was like, this fucking owl flew down from the tree, and we could hear it out there hooting and, doing its thing. But, like, I still got goosebumps thinking about that owl. Look at that. Crazy. Yeah. Owls are cool. And there's so many different varieties. There's, small ones, big ones. They're intelligent as all get out. All right, I'll pose one. What is your favorite animal? There we go. Chimpanzee. They terrify me. This is one of my favorite animals. Just like if we were talking in particular, just like a particular one, Mr. Stark would be up there. Oh, thank you, buddy. Oh, thank you. I love you. You're a good boy. You're famous again. Look at that. You're on the internet. You're a big deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're famous, buddy. You're gonna go viral. Next thing we know, we'll be making TikToks. You're gonna be an influencer. Yeah, they'll probably send you bags of free food. It'll be crazy. Yeah, they have the grip strength of what is it? 10 human beings. Their grip strength is akin to 10 of that of a human's grip. Dude, I won't eat I know I'm a hypocrite. I eat meat, um, and I'm about to say this, but like ever since I learned how super intelligent octopuses are, with problem solving, communication, like all that stuff, I won't eat them anymore, man. That, which is not to say cows aren't smart, but they're not the level of intelligence and you know, strange, strange learning that they have. Excuse me, my dog just snatched up Darth Vader and is over there chewing on Darth Vader now. I believe he ate Darth Vader's head. So let me reclaim the body of Darth Vader. Sir, you ate the head off the Dark Lord of the Sith. Give me that. Spit it out. Thank you. Yeah, he took his head right off. Thanks for that, sir. Cowman, excuse me, Cowman did that. We don't eat the Dark Lord of the Sith in this house, do we, guys? He was like, these guys are talking about animals. I'm gonna go tear that off of the most feared man in the galaxy. Yeah, look at that. Clean off. Chomped on his helmet. His helmet's all mashed up. Huh. Chewed on the cape, too. Man. Can't believe that. You defeated Darth Vader. Something that Luke Skywalker was supposed to do. Yeah, any animal that instinctively attacks the face and groin, terrifying. That orangutan, always saying it wrong, that has been seen driving. The videos of, chimpanzees getting a hold of automatic rifles, terrifying. They're domesticating wolves. Interesting look at the scientific history of mankind and evolution. That's what that is. I'm proud of you for defeating Darth Vader. You did a really good job, buddy. Yes, I did see Nope. And that's precisely what happened. And that's the thing is like, yes, I have domesticated pets, cats and dogs, but I am not a big fan of wild animals coming in because those instincts aren't, they aren't, I guess, like bred out of them with like dogs and cats. They don't have those, or they do. It's just fairly short of those like levels of aggression still in their systems and their genetic programming to do that. Excuse me. But Nope was a good movie. Really enjoyed it. I'm not big on alien. I guess I'm not big on realistic abduction movies and UFO movies, but that was like so damn good. Really enjoyed it. Anything that Jordan Peele does, yeah, yep. And I hear that they're making a sequel, to tell more about Jean Jacket. But yeah, like that, it was so well done, and that's the other thing too, is it was daytime a lot of the movie, which I prefer because at nighttime shit scares me. Oh, Bjorn, Nope was really good. What up, Waste Man? And as this is your captain speaking, as a friendly reminder to maintain your seatbelts on and stay seated while we're flying. In case you need to use the restroom, please just advise by that. And also, while you're here, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for coming to Famine Studios. I just work here. Yeah, so you missed the big unboxing. I did a whole pile of fodder. Like the whole lot was intentionally picked up for fodder, but got some cool shit. Got some really cool shit. I'm excited. You know, little jetpack too. Why am I not a bush pilot? I don't want to put in the hours behind the stick or leather vest, and I'm all set. Yeah, it's true. No, I actually have a. Once the new background is set up, I actually do have something I will be wearing for continuity's sake in my videos. It also will help me with editing. If I'm wearing the same, it's a flight suit, but it's, you know, special flight suit for me. But if I'm wearing the same flight suit in the videos when I'm doing my painting and stuff, when I do my edits, if I take multiple days, it'll make life a lot easier that I'll have, you know, the same outfit on each time. And also it won't worry me as much until I get paint on, because I have a lot of clothes that I've got paint on. And that's the price you pay as a painter and a customizer and a prop maker, but also like maybe I want to wear my jeans somewhere. And Luke is basically a space redneck. Luke Skywalker is a Mary Sue. I've said it before, I'll say it again. But yes, he's also a space redneck. I think that's a given. And so I guess I can do a quick show off of the figures that I picked up. 5-point of articulation Poe Dameron. A couple of core figures from, are they Leonard? Yeah. A couple of core figures from Leonard, but the important thing with that set was robot Velociraptor. Like, how are you not excited about this? Then we got the set with the Corellian Hound. We got a Jen Urso that I picked up for her accessories. We got DJ, who I already started cobbling his accessories off of his corpse. We got a couple of mission fleet vehicles that I needed for parts for customs, and wound up with a whole library of weapons and accessories and all kinds of shit. Even the core stuff came with, like, this one dude has a Predator cannon on armor and like a War Machine fucking missile pack that articulates, so I'm sure I'll put those to work somewhere. Thought that was cool. But yeah. And of course, Grogu in his little makeshift sleeping tub from the Razor Crest. So that's super fucking cute. Yeah, it's like when you wear a white shirt and you go out to dinner and your shirt's just got to taste whatever you're eating. Like, it's, you can't get over it. You can't escape it. That's just it. Like, it's part of your life. But I do, to circle back to the, oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Circle back to that. I do have an outfit that I will be wearing for the videos, for my live streams, and, you know, maybe I'll keep it to the casual shirt, casual t-shirt. Maybe we'll make that a Friday thing for the streams over on the World Makers Consortium. And have that. Yeah, Pirates, I'm trying to work in more to the camera pieces. So like, I'd be talking in the here's how I'm going to do this. Let's do it. And then transition down to the overshot where you just see my arms and things like that. And, or if I go to pull something off the shelf, if I'm doing pull shots or, things like that, or from outside spray painting, like I want it to be the same outfit repeatedly so that it fits the continuity of what I'm doing. And also it's kind of like a character type thing like this, obviously you guys are getting the authentic Famine. When I do the videos, you're clearly not getting authentic Famine because everything's edited, everything's, neatened up, framed the way I want it. Whereas with these live chats, you're getting raw, unedited Famine. With those, you are getting a bit of edited, story. I used to wear an apron. It wasn't one of the ones that would tie to your legs. So I sit, spread, man spreading or whatever, especially if it's my workshop and my only space. And so the apron would tend to hang down, and then I'd go to wipe my hands on the apron. There was nothing there but a lot of real estate of thigh and pants. I wear it when I'm, cutting something. Cutting? That's not words. When I'm cutting or, doing something woodworking, because I have little pockets there and everything. But as far as wearing it when I was painting, it just didn't serve the purpose. Whereas, the nice flight suit that I've got that's, for that, it fits the sci-fi vibe, but also I'm okay with getting it a little dirty. Yeah. So, Pirates, by the way, what you're saying is you run an OnlyHands site. Got it. One day Pirates is going to push me down some stairs. See that coming. You're like, what's that over there, Famine? And there I go. I have so many work in progress items this week, and I'm happy for it. Right? I used to get overwhelmed when I had so many things work in progress, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, and on occasion I still do get overwhelmed. But now I look at it as an opportunity because it's like I can rotate through things. It's a skill that I've learned to pivot where I need to get a lot of things done. And some days seeing the pile or like the half completed projects can be a little discouraging, but most days I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Like I'm doing the thing that I wanted to do. Like this is 1000% what I want to be doing and making all these things. So I was just looking over here at all the stuff that I'm working on and like the things that I have quarter finished or half finished or even just started. Like the other day, Timbo, I will get to your question in a moment. The other day I was working on this. You guys were along for some of the live stream of the parking spot / bridge. And, it's about 3/4 of the way finished. I could probably finish it tonight if I wanted to sit down and just bang it out real quick. But I like the idea of having this to jump to if I was working on something else. And it doesn't need to go up right this second, which is good. I've got a bunch of stuff still primed. I just finished kind of re-weathering this closer to what I wanted it to look like for this version of Gimmick. All right, my friend, you be well. Thank you for stopping by. And make sure you guys subscribe to Pirates Only Hands. Ollie's, picked him up at Ollie's. Don't often shop there, but I was actually looking for the the Trapper Wolf helmet that Ollie's was getting in stock. Some Ollie's were getting second shipments of them because I'd love to have a $30 Rebel X-Wing helmet to customize for myself because, again, your boy does costumes and shit like that, props. And I thought about a cool way to like include the jackalope motif into that, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go get one of those Trapper Wolf helmets. Didn't have it, but they had some really cheap fodder, so I swung it, and I had sold some toys this week, so didn't really lose out on any money that way. The individual carded figures were $3.99 and $2.99. The most expensive thing was the Razor Crest. That was $14. So everything else was like $3.99 and $5.99. It's just a big pile of inexpensive items, and especially those 2-packs. Excuse me. Oh, it's not you guys. It's the daylight savings times. Throw me up. Throw me off, I should say. Bjorn, I'll stick these two in a box. Obviously, I'm going to keep the dinosaur, but I'll stick these 2 bodies in there if you want them. I'll gladly send you those, my friend. It's the daylight savings time. It's fucking me up. This morning, the dogs didn't care that it was daylight savings time, and I don't blame them. They wanted up, and they wanted their morning food, breakfast, and potty. So we got up. Oh, it was a real barrel of laughs, man. And again, like I was saying, the value of like the pack like this with the Corellian Hound. You get the Corellian Hound, you get all his harnesses, walking stuff. You get this crate that's really so textured and great for weathering, and then you get this jackass. Just random. He could be a random background character. You paint him, do whatever you want. I used his body for this guy right here. I used him for a 2 tubes custom. It works. Tall and lanky, and just utilize 2 tubes. Put a helmet on him, and here we go. So you can utilize them for other things. Good 5 points of articulation figure can just chill out in the background of a diorama. But yeah, that goofy head, gotta go. It's like he's got a scarf on his head. Is it a scarf? Is it the strap for the goggles? Who's to say? Not me. I guess maybe I could put this guy's noggin on here. Will it fit? Are the balls the same size or not? Hate it when there's 2 different size balls, guys. DJ's head on there with that goofy hat makes this dude look like a bellhop. That's actually kind of great. Can I get your bags for you, sir? No, I'm not a hacker. I'm a bellhop. I'm a child, sorry. Yeah, Bjorn, I almost got a few of those sets just because I really like the Corellian Hound that much. But I already had one, so I figured I'd let somebody else, if they go in there and need to stock up on them, load up on them, because it's a good little set, especially for that cheap price. And it's good for world building. See, now I'll have a pair of hounds instead of just the one hound. Maybe they can make puppies. I wonder if there's anybody that 3D prints Corellian Hound puppies. who's to say? And if somebody does know that there's somebody out there 3D printing Corellian Hound puppies or resin printing Corellian Hound puppies, drop them in the comments or leave the link for me, and I will certainly go check that out because that'd be kind of freaking cute. And it also doesn't need to be used for critters. This could also be used for people. You know, Timbo, I could find somebody and ask them to do it, but I always feel weird commissioning somebody to 3D design something and then print it, because it's like, if I ask somebody, hey, how much is it for you to paint me this action figure? And they come at me with a price, and I understand that. Whereas like with sculpting, especially digital sculpting, I have no idea how hard or how easy it is, how much time, like it's a weird ask for me to do. But if there's someone out there who already does it that, you know, I could give some coins to, you should talk to Utah Don. I do believe that he had some walklings that were 3D prints. Talk to Don. He may know somebody. But super excited about this Poe Dameron, because like I said, I can just swap his head with the correct alien, and I've got a figure that is another pilot. You know, weather the shit out of it and make it all rugged and stuff, or I paint the flight suit a different color. Yeah, baby Ewoks, baby. Walklings. And if it's a human that I swap it on, well, I'll just repaint the helmet and give it a different insignia. But it's like, that's just a quaint little, and the cool thing is like this, yes, this is a 5 points of articulation figure, but they went out of their way to give him articulated hands, probably for flying the X-Wing. I'm sure the model has, you know, the cockpit parts in a certain way, and I think that's cool. But I just love the idea of, you know, having more. Hey, boys, girls, children of all ages. It's just the cat on the other side of the door, bro. Goodness. Very exciting times here at Castle Famine. But, you know, just making this guy another person to hang around the ship docks, or, you know, maybe I'll cut the knees and sculpt it so he's sitting, and I can have him sitting on a crate somewhere, taking a nap. Who knows? But for $2.99 or $3.99, hey, there's Aegis also collects 5 points of articulation. I know Rad, he scoops them up and uses them for like the heads and army building of like standalone troopers and stuff. Like, I've since come to the conclusion that they have their place in collecting. I like the ones that are at least like these, where they have the high detail, versus the retro ones where it's just like smooth, you know, very vintage style. The only ones that I like picked up and I was immediately impressed with from the vintage line were, again, these, and they were a treat to repaint. I actually prefer this 5 points of articulation one over the one that we got from the Disney Parks pack, because it's just, this is the aesthetic of the robot in the show, and it serves its purpose of standing there, whereas the actual toy is way more articulated, but in a useless way, which I guess is indicative of how they designed the robot on the show. But like, you're able to turn it into some pretty cool customs. Like, I made Pumpkin here out of it. Gave Pumpkin an articulated arm. You know? Gave Pumpkin shoulder pads, did some damage to Pumpkin. Gave them a cool paint job, gave them a cool name, call sign, all that stuff. And again, it's just a upright standing droid that does work at a, labor situation, and the sculpting was there. The sculpting was really good on these and not completely plain. So I will concede that there is some gold in the 5 points of articulation line. Oh, we got it in the vintage collection. It was in a set, which was a Parks exclusive, which I think falls under the TVC umbrella, right? But here it is. So it's got the weirdest articulation I've ever seen in a droid. So it's got the bendable knees. It's got pivot, like rotation for no purpose. It's got toe articulation, but no ankle rocker. Or if it is there, you can't do anything because of those giant bumps that stick out. So you've got those pieces of articulation. You've got torso turning, which is actually something I would have preferred in the 5 points of articulation. But then you've got the rotation there. That's as far as the arm bends as at the elbow. Barely 45 degrees. The hands do not rotate. There's no rotation in the hands. So you have to rotate the arms. It goes back for whatever reason. I guess that's the sculpt. There's no ball or anything there, even though there's like a socket for the actor to hide their arm. So they literally are so limited. And then there's the head, which it can turn, but it doesn't, I don't know. It's just this, it doesn't feel correct to me, like this figure. But I mean, if you got to have the complete, if you want one and you want the articulation, this, it's the way to get it. But I don't know. I was just so unimpressed with this. And I'll probably weather him up and I'll probably be happier. Guys, it's just the cat on the other side of the door. These dogs, I'll tell you. I will probably be happier when I paint it up, but it pains me that the opportunity was there for them to make this like a really number one accessible droid, because I'm sure people would army build with it still, like they did with the retro collection, and I think that people would probably appreciate this figure more, but because it was harder to get because you had to get it at the theme park, I understand. His arms are shorter? No, I don't think they are. I just had that damn robot in front of me. Maybe they are. Yeah, look at that. They sure are. Good eye. And he stands shorter. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, he's shorter in height as well. Interesting. Good catch. There is no hip articulation whatsoever, which I guess is why they made the knees. Yeah, he's shorter by about a hair, but the arms are much lower on the frame. So instead of his shoulders being up here, they're closer to down here. What's going on, Anthony? And yeah, the arms are much shorter. So good catch. But like I said, super not impressed with this figure. The other pieces that came in that lot were worth the set, but I was really let down by the articulation and execution of this figure. But they're not all going to be my favorites, and at the end of the day, it's another robot. So what do you guys got? What do you guys got going on coming up for this week? Anybody got any toys coming in? Anybody got any plans? Anything exciting? I know some of the schools have a couple of days off this week. I don't know if anybody's celebrating any holidays. I know that there's I want to say Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah coming up. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please. I used to be very good about knowing these other holidays, but doesn't appear on the work calendar anymore, and so it kind of flutters out of my brain. Yeah, they didn't even try. Oh, and shout out to Anthony for the coffee on last week. Appreciated that. That always helps. If you're curious what I'm talking about, there's a Ko-Fi link down below. You guys see it scrolling across ko-fi.com/Famine Studios, and you can donate cost of a cup of coffee or more if you want multiple cups of coffee. I'm not going to complain about that. Helps me out. A lot of the times, like I said, it does go to coffee or little things here and there, consumables, and helps the channel. Helps make videos like this possible, makes my pre-records possible, gives me more time to work on customs, and gives me that little boost of, hell yeah, somebody's helping make these things happen. Bjorn, you have the bookshelf coming. That's right. And figures. That's cool. Play sets for a craft bazaar. That's cool. I wouldn't have thought to go to like a craft bazaar with that. Rosh Hashanah. All right. Stalled on your predator. When you say MU, do you mean Marvel Unlimited, or is that shorthand for something else? Marvel Universe. Okay. Marvel Universe. I don't know why I said unlimited, but yes, I also collect those for fodder. Was just insulted by a gonk. You guys heard it first. Plug into the top of the bicep for a while. Yeah, so you could rotate the. I know exactly what you mean. Hey, I wish you all the success, Timbo. That's why I don't sell many things. It's like, number one, you got to know your market. You got to know the right places. And even when I do, toy shows and Comic-Cons, I wasn't selling prints or anything like that. It's a strange world for me. Nice. Which Thrawn is it? The newest Thrawn, or did you get the one that came out under the Clone Wars umbrella? That was a weird noise. Yeah. I will absolutely, if an artist tells me, hey, this is worth value of money to me, I would prefer value of money. I will absolutely do that. But I love trading and bartering and working with somebody. Like if somebody's if I know they're a really talented, terrain builder, or for whatever, I'll be like, hey, I could use a couple of boulders to put for a setup. What would you take in trade for that if you want something, and work something out? So that's always cool. I will sell things, I'm not gonna lie to you, because bills got to be paid sometimes, but also not afraid to ask to trade things. The newest Thrawn. Gotcha. Avatar is you and your partner's figures. Hey man, some people are into that. You won't hear me complaining. Good for you guys if you did. You won't catch me slinking into some PVC anytime soon, but maybe in the future. We don't know. Maybe what the Patreon for World Maker Consortium works out to be. We'll see. And again, I do want to throw it out there. If you guys like the video, make sure you actually go and hit the like button for me. That helps out. Puts this higher in the algorithm. So when people are searching, like, today's video, unboxing, I want to see some unboxing videos. Oh, puts me in the queue versus if it's just, my video sitting there. Now it's a party. That's the comment of the day right there. I'll whip out our little dudes and play. Or little dudettes. Like and subscribe. Yeah. That's if you're new, hit that subscribe button as well. That also helps out. And I do these lives. Seemingly it's like twice a week now, but Tuesdays is always my dedicated live day. I am on World Makers Consortium damn near every Friday with Rad Toys and Winsilla. And we always have on guests, and it's a good time. A good time is had by all. We are the number one 1/18th scale international toy show happening on that time slot on our channel. That's what's up. That's cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad it gives that vibe of just hanging out. To me, that's like what it is. Even when I'm working on customs, like I'm just hanging out and talking with some friends and having a good time and discussing toys and discussing whatever. When Famine goes on his rants against robots and talks about the cost of episode 1 encyclopedias, visual encyclopedias, it's, makes me feel like at least I'm doing something good. Because again, robot velociraptor, guys. Missing out. But I will likely, this plastic seems pretty rigid, so I'll have to play it very carefully, but I will probably heat up and freeze the tail so that the tail stays in a different alignment, unless I can figure out what I want to replace this weird hand with. Yeah, it's definitely, we're definitely a niche hobby, right? We definitely are in a world of our own. You get it? Guys get it? Because the world building is a world of our own. I apologize, that was terrible. Some people did look forward to the Robot Raptor, and then it escaped. I don't know what's wrong with me. Do you? Hey, nothing wrong with that. I think everybody should go to therapy, including therapists. If you can't go to therapy, art is a good substitute for a lot of it. Not for everything, but it is scientifically proven to be helpful. Being creative can help with a lot of things. The 5th of November. I was going to wear my Guy Fawkes mask, but I decided that would be too on the nose. That is one of my all-time favorite graphic novels. I have a set of, what's up, Audi? I have a set of the original run of magazines that contained the comics. Then I have 2 sets of the original run of the comics. One of them is missing a couple issues, but otherwise, like, I have the when they first came out, and then I have the trade. Lower end of the JP Officers and Marauders dog. That sounds terrifying. just mashing dogs together. Anybody that's just joining, please be sure to hit that like button. It helps. I appreciate it, as always. Oh, great Scott. So right now at the Twin Pines Mall, back in 1985, a DeLorean hits 88 and then comes back 90 seconds later. Oh, Space Puppy. Okay. All right, that's fair. All right. Well, with that, right, that's what I'm saying. I want a spinner and I want a hoverboard. With that said, guys, I am going to wrap it up. I got to feed these dogs and get them out for the evening, and I got to clean up all the boxes from this opening. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Once again, like and subscribe if you want to help the channel. That Ko-Fi link's down below, ko-fi.com/Famine Studios. Hope you guys have an excellent week. Let's kick Monday's ass tomorrow. Be well, as always. Too sweet me. You know how it goes, guys.